The Spanish head coach Luis de la Fuente announced his 26-man squad for 2026 FIFA World Cup, mostly from his 2024 Euro winning team. The biggest buzz and headline of his squad selection was 0 players from the Real Madrid and 8 players from the bitter rivals FC Barcelona. Luis de la Fuente stated that his selection was performance-based rather than political. This time, he has trusted youngsters and included Pau Cubarsí, Eric Garcia, Marc Pubil, Victor Munoz, and left out the likes of experienced Dani Carvajal, Alvaro Morata, Robin Lenormand, Koke, Balde, and others. Looking at the goalkeepers, they have top quality goalkeepers who performed exceptionally for their respective clubs. In the international breaks, De La Fuente had given opportunities for David Raya and Joan Garcia to prove themselves for the national team. But looking at their performance, De La Fuente will stick with the Spain's number 1, Unai Simon. Pedro Porro, Marc Pubil, Pau Cubarsí, Eric Garcia, Aymeric Laporte, Marc Cucurella, Alessandro Grimaldo, Marcos Llorente were the defenders picked up for the World Cup. Though these players have huge experience for the club, but internationally all of them lack experience for the Spain. The Spanish defense will be tested and may be the concern for them, but Luis de la Fuente has showed belief in them. If we look at around the midfielders and attackers, the Spanish team will be dangerous and lethal for the opposition. But Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams are major concern as they may be missing out first group match for the Spain. Spain made their World Cup debut in 1934. Their best ever record till 2006 was 4th place finish in 1950. They used to regularly qualify for the World Cup but always fell short. In 1998, they had early group stage exit, and in 2002 they were eliminated by co-host South Korea in quarterfinals. Their golden generation team from 2008 to 2012 had conquered the Europe and the whole world by their tiki-taka playing style. Though they faced shocking defeat against Switzerland, but went on to win the 2010 World Cup hosted by South Africa, defeating Netherlands in the final. After 2010 World Cup, if you look at the performance of Spanish national team in the World Cup, their performance has declined and they have struggled due to their position-based playing philosophy. In Brazil 2014, they had historic collapse with early group stage exit where they were hammered by Netherlands 5-1 and Chile 2-0. In 2018, they were knocked out in the round of 16 by the host Russia in penalties. And eventually in 2022, they did the same by losing to Morocco in penalties in round of 16, missing all 3 of them. But for 2026 edition, they are entering the competition as European champion and the number 1 team ranked in the world. For Spain, Sergio Ramos is the player to make highest 17 appearances and David Villa is the top scorer with 9 goals in the World Cup. If we look at the De La Fuente's squad selection, Spanish tactical approach would be more direct, vertical and positionally fluid system. They will prefer 4-2-3-1 formation and sometimes 4-3-3. Spain will be using 4-2-3-1 in attack and shifts to 4-3-3 during build-up or in defensive phases. Their attacking tactical principles will be based on direct verticality, use of false nine and midfield rotation. Direct verticality. From position-based playing style, Spain has made biggest change in their play, that is being direct. Limiting those sideways passes, they look to progress the ball quickly with the likes of Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams on the wings. To be directly vertical, they take less touches in the midfield and play one touch or two touch passes to break lines and put through balls from deep into the channels. Their main plan would be to utilize Lamine Yamal and Nico Williams in 1v1 situation for breaking opposition's deep line. Playing a center forward as a false nine. Spain's ultimate goal is to utilize Oyarzabal and Ferran Torres as false nine, linking the play by dropping in half spaces rather than sticking up as a traditional striker. This helps Spain to create overload in the midfield and confuse opposition's centre back. Midfield rotation. Spain's midfield consists of Fabian Ruiz, Pedri, Rodri, Martin Zubimendi, Gavi, Mikel Merino. Spain are most likely to use double pivot and rather than staying static, these midfielders will rotate wide and allow their fullbacks to push up and allow the wingers to stay high. For defending, they will be pressing high, create mid-block and make one of the centre backs as a sweeper. While pressing high, they do not press man-to-man, rather they force their opposition to play wide and trap them in sidelines. When they defend in mid-block or on halfway line, they focus on protecting their centre backs from opposition's passive wingers, and they play one of the centre back as sweeper to cover the channels when one of their fullbacks are pushing high. These are the tactical approach while attacking and defending, but Spain also possesses weakness in their play. Lack of penalty box presence. They do not have aerial targets. When an opposition defends in a low block, Spain has always struggled to score from crosses. Transition vulnerability. When their fullbacks push high and if their central midfielders lose the ball, the centre backs will be exposed. Their possible 11 would be Unai Simon in goal, Porro, Cubarsí, Laporte, Cucurella in defense, Rodri, Zubimendi as double pivot, Olmo as attacking midfielder, Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal on wings, and Oyarzabal as the centre forward. In conclusion, we can say that Spain will be direct, wide focused and high energy with control and modern day vertical transition with their wingers being the focal point. They are placed in Group H with Cape Verde, Saudi Arabia and Uruguay. They are favourites to finish the top of the table and Uruguay in the second. Being a European champion and a number 1 ranked team in the world, will young-sided Spain lift the World Cup? It has been around 16 years since they lifted the trophy in South Africa. Will they be able to succeed or will they struggle as usual?